Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. We are doing Ship Interior Saturday. Thank you for joining us. Let's get into it. So what we're looking at here is a external view of a ship navigation demo where we have a skybox that dynamically creates the sky nebula and about 9,000 of the brightest stars observed from our solar system. We are able to control the ship, 6 degrees of freedom, yaw, pitch, and roll. We can navigate to all of the planets, and the sun is in the middle. If we go into the cockpit, you can see that we have some basic indicators for thrust, both side to side and forward, and we have the same control as from the external view. You'll see that we are approaching a planet, and this planet is planet Earth. It has a texture, both phase diffuse and weather effects. You can see that the sun is reflecting on the cockpit windshield. And we've also been able to add a free look mode, so we can toggle between ship control and free look. You can see we're flying around Earth. One thing that I would like to showcase are the ship interiors. You can see that we are looking around. We don't have any physics in yet, but we can look around the inside of the ship. This is the power room. There's a power crystal right there, and there's a terminal that controls like the amount of power that's being allocated to different parts of the ship. You can see we have plates in the floor and some pipes that might be a coolant pipe, and in the main hallway we have some more plates and some basic objects that you might see, in a spaceship, a futuristic spaceship. All of the lighting is baked dynamically, so you can see that we are not doing any dynamic lighting calculations for rendering, which is fine. This is the ship control center. It has 3 terminals. To the right of the ship, you'll see that we have the habitat, which includes the kitchen, the beds, the table, kind of a VR TV thing over here. And I'm thinking we might be able to use this for a system map, galaxy map type thing, where you want to have some kind of VR experience. You just come sit in here. But as far as the ship interiors go, they look pretty decent. There are some issues, but nothing that we can't work out at the moment. Currently, we are using JPEG compression, which means that there are some side effects. Due to the despeckling and the denoising, you can see that these 2 walls here are not the same color. And on the wall here in the back, you'll see that there is a slight color deviation between 2 different parts of the wall, but overall I think the lighting calculations were pretty effective. All the materials baked onto a texture. There's 7 distinct meshes with 7 different textures. The size of this comes out to be somewhere around 5 megabytes, including the textures. The textures are about 2.2 megabytes, which I think for the amount of geometry we have is a decent price. We're trying to keep the file size low in order to be able to play this game in a web browser. And here I'm just showing you some of that lighting baked in. That is the world lighting. We might need to turn that down a little bit as it is a little too distinct in that particular area. So we're back in the cockpit mode. We're flying around. As you can see, yaw, pitch, and roll is part of the interface as well as the forward and side-to-side thrusters. We can see the nebula, which is baked to a skybox, along with the sky stars. If we pop back into external mode here, we can do a little navigation. We're using the reverse look camera, which also showcases some of the environment particles that allow you to visualize how fast you're going, even though the ship is going beyond light speed. So, maybe that's not very realistic, but we're playing around with the idea. We have particle effects for the thrusters. There's a bug here that I need to fix. It has to do with the cyclic buffer, but nothing too drastic. We'll go ahead and try to fly to the sun, and we can see that nice background, and that's dynamically generated. So we have the ability to change the color, change the density of the clouds, and how it blends into the backgrounds. The way that the ship navigation works is there's a maximum speed that the ship can travel. We have an acceleration from the thrusters and everything. We solve everything with a Runga integration. But as you get closer to planets, you automatically slow down. Typically described as kind of a gravity well. As you approach an object, you kind of get stuck in the gravity well, and that slows down your maximum speed. But it also allows for basic navigation for people that are not familiar with how space actually works. And so this is kind of a scientific fiction, if you will, on how space controls work. But for the most part, it is good. It feels good to move the ship around and to explore different objects and things like that. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. We're coming back into the ship interior once again just to show that we can toggle between those two at any time we want to. Soon we will get physics in here so that we can open doors and we can run into things, maybe climb the ladder in and out of the cockpit. But for now, it's just kind of a 3D free camera view. We also are planning to extend the screens to be dynamic so that we can dynamically use things, control the power allocation to the ship, maybe start some repairs or start a system diagnostic on the ship, as well as some exploration terminals. But anyway, this was just to showcase where we currently are with the development and how far we are with the space navigation and the ship interiors and things. There's a 3D kernel behind the scenes that allows us to get very efficient compression, which means that we could model different ships, and we could have kind of a fleet of ships, and it would be very, very cheap to kind of pull this off. We just have to kind of add some time to model all of these things, but there is a method to the madness, and it is capable of very quickly loading into a web browser. And that was kind of the proof of concept, if you will. But anyway, just showcasing our current capabilities. And with that, I will see you another time. Thank you for watching.